Kenneth here, 100 Years of Wealth, tapping in, podcast. Just wanted to introduce you guys to a close friend, family member, confidant.
It's my cousin.
My man, Evan.
What it do, Ski? Mr. Nixon.
Professionally known as Mr. Nixon, So I just wanted to, we're going to keep the podcast going, trying to bring you interesting conversations, some, information of value, whether it's just like someone's story or introducing you to someone that's kind of like doing their own thing, whether it's like at a company they work for, their own business, just, something that I think would possibly inspire or give you some information that's good for you. So Evan is a artist. He operates in a lot of different mediums, but he is an independent artist, right? Like
yes,
you're pretty much running your own company at this point.
Yeah, something like that.
And I've seen him come from just being the young cousin, pulling up with a art book, just sketching shit out, and always having dope shit though. Like literally always having dope shit.
Appreciate you.
To where you start doing like individual commissions and just kind of being just known for that, like true branding,
It's come full circle.
Yeah, for sure. I always respected that. So how's things going with that now?
It's beautiful, man. I want to say thank you too. Coming from another artist, that means a lot. Mm-hmm. It definitely people who have the eye for it. It means something when you hear them say those kinds of things. So I appreciate it. And it's been good, dog. Like that for me, art for me is such a it's so ingrained in me and like what I do and how I like look at shit. So it's always important for me to like have a healthy relationship with it. Mm-hmm. So I've definitely found a nice, for now, because I know there's always ups and downs, but so far I found a nice little like groove with art and business and like marrying the two. There's always stuff you want to like improve on. Mm-hmm. But for sure. It's been good.
Are you mainly doing like commissions, or are you like working on any like personal brands?
Well, yeah, I have my brand Broken Board.
That's right.
Yeah, my me and the homie skate brand. So that's kind of almost a well-oiled machine. We still have some edges to sharpen, but where that's kind of its own monster. And obviously, I do a lot of commission work, like just working with different brands and different people and companies, and kind of bringing their vision to life. And I have my own like personal projects that are long in the works, and kind of, I want to say the back burner, but business and keeping things afloat is kind of taking the front seat. Yeah.
Got you. Dope. So, with the Broken Board, project or business, you guys got into Foot Locker, right? Like,
Yeah.
Dope. Like, is that something that you wanna like kind of touch on, like just?
Foot Locker had like a cool program that was like basically reaching out to brands and offering opportunity to have our merch in the different stores and shit. So my very good friend TJ, who is kind of like the brain power of the brand, put that opportunity together, and it was a cool little situation. We still have some product in a few 1 or 2 stores, and then some stuff online.
Dope, man.
Yeah,
that's huge. You know what I mean? Like to create your own brand and then partner up with like a huge operation like that, and to be in as many stores as you were or are. That's exceptional.
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah, man. So do you ever do you feel like that'll be the extent of what you do fashion wise, or do you have like some plans to kind of do some more stuff fashion wise?
I think about that all the time, because I don't want to say I'm not, but I haven't gone so far as to be like a cut and sew, putting different garments together type guy. Like I definitely, I would say I have an eye for it, and I wouldn't turn that opportunity away.
Yeah.
So I definitely would like to do more specific stuff. If I could like whole ass do a brand, what I'm saying, and really customize every little piece of it, and I could do it the way I wanted to, I'd absolutely do it for sure. And I know I could do it right.
Yeah.
So with the scope of my abilities now, it's been more in the realm of like designs and ways like that. But I definitely look into the quality of what I make and what me and my brand print with, and all of that goes into it. I would love to like make a fucking cardigan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, make a
sure.
bomber, but like from scratch, like that'd be fire. There's all kinds of dope things that I see in fashion, and I think some things are like you only see that in certain types of fashion.
Right.
You know? It's not uncommon to see like a quilted, pattern inside of a jacket in streetwear, but it's more common to see it in like Burberry or some shit like that. So I'd love to kind of bring that kind of sensibility and just like secret mushroom my way through branding. That would be dope.
When you say secret mushroom,
you've seen Boomerang?
Oh fuck! That's exactly.
Yeah,
what I
you know what I'm
about
talking about.
You said that,
yeah, fucking
you
secret
gotta coordinate.
Yeah, you gotta
coordinate.
Yeah,
no, I feel you.
But yeah, that shit is dope. That's funny, but like my nigga was dripping like the inside jacket with the shirt, the belt.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is
He was
wet.
putting it together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's the thing. I feel like Mr. Cancel right now, Kanye.
Mr. Cancel.
Like we could dive into the politics side
Cancel,
of it, but cancel Ye West. But but the thing that I think he brought to fashion or streetwear, not to say other fashion brands weren't already doing it, but like how he kind of merged those worlds and just really kind of for something as like, I don't want to say simple, but something as like normal as like a hoodie, emphasizing the idea of like the material, like the high quality behind the production and things like that, which I always thought was kind of dope. And it it does, like when you think of it from like a designer's perspective, it does make you want to sit down with like some dope materials, cut the shit out, sew it out. Like this jacket, dude, this is a brand. In the last office I was renting over on
it's like almost paisley.
Yeah, it is pretty much paisley
like
print, but it's like
paisley.
but it's like lasered,
Yeah.
But it's this brand called Menace, and they're dope. They have like a lot of dope shit, and they were actually in the same building as me, like literally right next door to me, and that's kind of, I think I had heard of them prior to like having the office right next to them. But like I would see them all the time, and then they would tell me about the little shit that they were dropping, and it was always dope, and it just always seemed like they actually like they weren't trying to like go with the trend. They were kind of like trying to do their own thing, even if it was like, all right, this is kind of like a spin off of some '80s shit or something like that. It was just kind of like pushing a different direction. So shout out Menace, but this jacket itself, it's just like fucking grab it. It's like a suede.
Oh yeah, it's a Nubuck, that is.
Nubuck, okay, yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, it's just like heavy and like feels good, so it just kind of like sparks
like
a
the
desire
buttons
in
too.
me.
So that's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Though. Like I want the monogram, lapel, and the buttons, all that shit. Like the dopest brands to me pull that kind of shit off, and it's low key. It doesn't have to be like the whole jacket has M's all over it. You know what I'm saying?
All the bespoke shit.
Subtle shit like that. It's a good one for sure.
It's dope. Yeah, it's fun to kind of like indulge in shit like that sometimes.
But yeah, talking about Ye, he always, I think, had like from where I sat and from how he talked about high fashion or like Louis and all that shit. He even kind of said he had an addiction to it, things like that. So I think he definitely early on developed a sensibility for that kind of branding and design.
For sure.
And brought that to, his, subgenre, I guess you would say. And I think that was kind of a good melding of the two, because he had different iterations. I think he did like some APC jeans, I think, at one point. Didn't he have like a white tee that was like $500 or something, shit like that?
With the holes in it, right?
Yeah. He did the Nike, the Yeezy Airs. So like there was a lot of, I don't even say trial and error, because a lot of that shit hit.
Oh, that shit, all of it hit.
Yeah, all of it pretty much hit. But it was a lot of like different forms, kind of like caterpillar moments for him to rebirth. For sure. And I think the whole Yeezy thing was like him fully coming full circle. And I remember, like I said earlier before we did the pod, working for Adidas for so long, for a couple of years, during that time too, like the inception of the whole Yeezy phase, there was a pushback. Like, you know, it was all like brown and khaki, and people weren't really fucking with the whole like motif. And now today, that's how niggas just dress. Period. You know what I mean? Yep. And it took over even prior to today. It was even more like potent. So I think he just had an eye, you know, for shit, and I think that lent itself to just the streetwear high end scene. Period.
For sure.
And there's been articles and people speculated that like, is streetwear even streetwear anymore? It's like more like high fashion and shit. The way shit gets sold out, super expensive.
Exactly. Or is it the other way around? Like high fashion is
right. Because did Balenciaga have like boots? You know, like not boots, but like shoes and sneakers and shit like that. Probably not.
Probably
the way
not.
That they did now.
You know what? It's weird because if I remember back maybe like fucking 10, 15 years ago and shit, it's like I think I've seen some goofy ass like Euro shoes, like that shit looked all crazy, you know, like diesels and shit like that. But it was like not until, and maybe it's just our vision or my vision opened up to it more so when like hip hop fucking like grabbed that shit and started like, you know, like putting that in the mix more so, and it became like kind of like a hip hop culture push, you know, as opposed to just like, because honestly, if I think back to like, you know, we live in LA, we're amongst a bunch of different types of cultures, so there's like I don't want to be like culturally insensitive, so I'm not gonna start branding shit.
Right.
But like, you know,
I mean, I think we can speak candidly about certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Dickies and white tees and Chucks and shit. That was like a kind of a East Los Latino type thing,
right?
And it was fire. Like niggas dressed like that because it was a dope look. You know what I'm saying? And lowrider culture. That's all their shit. You know, like. For sure. So I don't think there's any shame or any kind of like.
Yeah, you just gotta watch who you.
As long as you're just keeping it a buck and you're saying what's what. No one is being disparaged in that.
Right. Exactly.
Acknowledgement. You know, if I'm just observing the truth.
So the truth that I observed. No, you know, like allegedly, you know, you see more like a certain culture rocking more like diesel or fucking, you know, shit like that, and it had those style shoes, and a lot of my homies I used to work with, like when I worked in Irvine, like in the mortgage industry, a lot of Persian dudes would be rocking the Prada shoes and shit like that. Before that shit was really blended, and I'm sure that's
like BMW shoes, like driver shoes.
Oh yeah, like the racing shoes and shit. Yeah, for sure. So like I feel like later on hip hop kind of grabbed that shit, and it became like, you know, culturally more pushed out there and shit. You know, but yeah, no diss at all, obviously.
I think it was all in regards to like the racer shoes and how that all became part of hip hop. I think it was like ascending flashiness.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, yo, like, you know, I'm in a hoodie and jeans, but it's like the expensive hoodie and jeans.
Right.
And the chain. It's like, well, everybody's doing it. Like now I'm in Versace. I'm in silk shirts. Exactly. You know, and the loafers and the shades and all that. And then you just keep going up to you're wearing like a golf outfit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a fucking $7,000 fit or some shit, you know? Or even that, like even more. I'm probably like lowballing niggas. $7,000.
$7,000.
That's my pajamas, I throw that in the bin. Yeah, for sure. I remember back. You remember Cribs? Cribs was fake.
It's back now, but yeah.
Cribs was fake.
That's
Did you find that out? You ever see anything about that? Yeah, so Cribs was fake, but I remember
houses,
there was
right.
What's that?
They would rent houses. And
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right?
super sus. But we all watched it. We loved it. But I think there was a Birdman episode where he was like, "Yeah, every time I wear a white tee, I like throw it away." Like he took it off, put it in the trash, and then came in the drawer and grabbed a fresh one. Yeah. And I was like, if you got it, yeah, but also like, what the fuck?
Wow. Hey, you know.
But that's some like, nigga, I got money shit. Like fucking Hanes, like.
Yeah.
You know.
I ain't gonna watch this shit. I don't have time to watch. Me? Why would I walk
downstairs? I put on a shirt that was already worn.
Are you crazy?
Nigga, I'm Birdman.
No, but real talk though, the funny thing is, I was actually thinking about that the other day, but not with Birdman, with Dame Dash. Because
did he
back
say
in
that?
the days, I don't know if it was on a Cribs episode or.
It might have been him. I might be conflating.
Okay, but he was like, "Yeah, I pop tags like every day," or so. It was like something.
It might have been him. Real shit.
Yeah, it might have been Dame Dash. But I was literally thinking about that the other day, and I was like, that shit didn't age well because just even if you're balling right now, it's just like I feel like wealth has kind of like to a certain degree grown a little bit more conscious. Yeah. A little bit. You can't be out there wilding too hard in this world.
I think Dame Dash is the type of nigga who would clown someone who says that. Like, I throw away a shirt every day.
Exactly.
He'd be like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But He might have said, I can't be sure, and I'm not about to Google it right now.
Yeah, no.
Whoever's watching.
Yeah, soon we're going to have a homie over here with the laptop.
Yeah.
Fucking
Look that up, guy in the corner.
Right
There's
now.
nobody in the corner.
What did he say?
Right. So, I don't think Dame Dash should do that. But also, I think that wealth and the idea of wealth is more familiar because of, like, not like just the internet, but just like information is more attainable.
For sure.
So you can get a better grasp of what that even means to be wealthy.
For sure.
Before it was kind of like a fantasy, like,
yeah.
like $1 million cars and a mansion.
Oh yeah.
And you find out that there's like billionaires, millionaires and shit that don't have none of that shit.
Right.
But they're mad rich. Or they're like, I have 2 houses, you know, or I have an apartment and why would I buy 19 cars? Like, you know, shit like that. So you find out that there's like modesty and humility to being rich, and it's not all like fucking Richie Rich, like
exactly
swimming in was it a McScrooge?
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck, yeah,
dude,
McScrooge.
Honestly, isn't it crazy how that was like a true fucking like a indoctrination early about like wealth and shit?
Yeah,
like,
filthy rich.
I used to literally at 9 years old want to be that.
There's mad
duck.
movies where like kids or some character like just gets mad and just
oh yeah,
hand.
oh yeah, for sure.
Blank Check, that movie.
Just think about that. How fucked up is that? Like where you're all
I used to dream about that
resources
shit.
And shit. Like
it fucks up your expectations in life, but I definitely seen movies like Blank Check. It was a Disney movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that because he got hit by a car on his fucking
he got
skateboard.
A check.
Or
he got $1 million check somehow.
Well,
did he get hit by a car?
It was like a rich guy was driving,
and
I remember this movie and shit. I think it was Blank Check, but a rich guy was driving.
Yeah.
He skated across the street, fucking hit him in the car, and I think he like tried to give him a check, but it was blank, or he didn't like fill it in, and then that's how the whole thing started. I think that was Blank Check.
If that was that might be the start of the story. I can't be sure. I'm talking so much shit and don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that idea is nuts.
Yeah.
Like $1 million though, you know what's wild? Is because of like our obsession with wealth and we're like the trillionaires and all that other shit, $1 million doesn't even sound like a lot of money to me anymore. Then that's a lot of fucking money. That's a lot. If it was like, yeah, you get $1 a day, you'd be waiting a long
for sure
time.
That ain't coming anytime soon. But yeah, I just think that depending on
what $100 a day is what, 356,000?
Wait, 100? What's that?
If you get $100 a day for a year, that's 365 years.
No, that's 36,500 if that's 1 year.
For real?
Yeah. So if you only got $100 a day, you're gonna be making some
low
wages.
Right.
Yeah, it's about 36,500.
Damn. Okay, so how many years is that before you get $1 million?
So
10 years would be 300 racks.
10 years. Yeah. So 30 years. Yeah, so and the reality of it is like depending on where you're living, that $1 million does more than others. Like in if you want to buy a house in LA, you know what I mean, like
tell them about it.
You can find something for definitely less than $1 million, but maybe 700,000, 600,000 is probably gonna be the super low end unless you're looking.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
Yeah,
when you think of a house, it's not what you're thinking.
No, exactly. But it's just crazy in the world and like life. We can get real conceptual and like real like deep about it, but it's just crazy that like you're in this world and you just gotta like kind of figure it out and like like all right, shit, I gotta make this money. And I was thinking of it from the perspective of like Rory the other day, like just new in the world, completely innocent, like in the truest sense, and then like we're kind of like introduce him to the shithole.
Like here's the system that we didn't ask for.
Not all shithole, but you know what I mean though. It's just crazy,
in the grand scheme, I get I get high and get real meta about just like we had like all of there's so many different ways this could have gone. Like the 200,000 years or whatever humans have been around, 250,000.
Right.
There's so many different ways we could have gotten here.
Right.
Where we're wearing jackets and sitting on couches and doing podcasts. Like, this shit could have come together so many different ways.
Yeah.
But this is how it came together. That makes me not mad, but kind of confused. The way that, like, niggas are dead, like, people are sick, and we kill each other, there's war. There's so much, like, goofy shit that, like, when you, like, do the zoom out, it's like, so we're all in the same place, really, at the end of the day. But we're all, like, caught up in bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Some people are caught up in, like, women and men and just relate. Like, you'll spend your whole life on how, like, your dad ain't shit or men ain't shit or women ain't shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, dog, there's this whole world and all
Right.
this shit we could have done.
Yeah, I don't think God created us to be out here dealing with
Bro.
that bullshit. Yeah, niggas on parole or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Kayla and I went somewhere yesterday, and we had to stop at the gas station. The gas was like $6.29, and I was like, "How did we get here, my nigga?" Like, there was a point where there was no cars. You know, there was a point where there were fucking horses. Obviously, you had to buy a horse and all that shit. But there was a point where we didn't have to like regularly pay to just like move around. Right. And there's all kinds of interwoven systems as to why we're where we're at. But
people winning within that system, people losing. People
the oil barons, and then who chooses where the gas stations go, where the freeways are, all that other goofy conspiratorial shit.
Well, shit, in reality, it's like, all right, so I'm very like depending on certain topics, it's like I can get very like, hey, like conspiracies. It's just this shit. Give me like get to the fucking point on the shit, or like show me the discovery, like prove it. Like, I don't want the foggy shit no more. Yeah. But at the same time, like I can completely understand how people develop conspiracies when you just see a lot of crazy shit going on. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this shit going on with crypto, and you know what I mean? Like it's like money being sucked out of the working class, the normal person.
Just watching it happen too.
Yeah, and then kind of getting siphoned into other places, and then I'm not gonna dive into that because I'm not well educated enough. But my point is that
we can dabble. Because look, all last year, 2021, we talked about. I'm a graphic artist. I'm an illustrator. That's my trade, right? So I draw and create artwork for brands, for whatever visual representation. So NFTs hit the fucking market, right?
Sure.
And everybody and their mama is fucking pumped about NFTs. Like, bro, you can people are making millions, all kinds of shit. And like, just on a quick internet sleuthing, just like maybe not even like 30 minutes of just doing a little research, cross-referencing a couple websites, I'm like, all right, boom. So, one, you gotta pay to mint artwork, to create, to make it an NFT, right? Out of pocket. That's bad news for me, because what do I stand to gain on this investment? Just
like immediately, I'm a customer.
Yeah, for myself. All right, boom. Let's say we do that, right? Now you have to establish the worth of said minted NFT. Like, you can set the value at like 1 million Ethereum or whatever, if that's what you wanted to do, but nobody's gonna fucking buy it. You have to somehow convince the market that what you're selling has some type of value, right? Now, therein comes in, what is it that you're selling? How do you denote value? It's a digital token. It's like like almost a badge of verification. Like, yo, this is real. Right. Kenny, this thing is Evan's thing, and it's in this infinitely interwoven, untouchable thing, the blockchain. The blockchain.
Trust what I say.
Fucking Thanos, nigga. Like, the blockchain.
Yeah, the blockchain. Now trust.
I am the blockchain, right? Like, so the blockchain is this kind of like ethereal, otherworldly concept.
It is.
Of this.
It's bigger than you.
Yeah, it's bigger than everything. If you just trust the blockchain, right? That shit, and it sounds goofy. It sounds like some shit from like The Matrix, or like, from Johnny Mnemonic. Like, we have to stop the blockchain. Some goofy shit. So it's this figment idea of it's a ledger. It keeps track of every single thing, transaction, and mint and verification within the metaverse.
Right, and I'm dumb enough to, immediately as a dumb human think that that's fucking special.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like act like fucking Visa's not already doing that.
Bruh, I'm like, okay, all right. So, so you verify your shit on the blockchain. Boom. So how do I convince people some shit is worth it? It is. Let's say I was Jay-Z, right? And I'm like, yo, this is the CD of of Reasonable Doubt, the raw, and this is what I wrote, and this is like the picture of it. Right. That's like something that I'd want that, in my office or some shit. That's dope. Yeah. But you don't get it like, oh, I can take it. You'd have to like print out the digital file, you know.
Yeah.
Which, if that thing, the file isn't even really what you bought or paid for or whatever. It's the token. It's like, it's verifying that this thing came from Jay-Z.
Right.
Sean Carter sold you this on.
Right. That's what creates the value in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Like a signature. Like if fucking Michael Jordan signed your J's, right? It's like, yo, this is his signature, bro. So these are now one of a kind, as opposed to just the ones you bought out the store, right?
Well, all right, go ahead.
Yeah. So, but I'm not Jay-Z.
Right.
And most niggas aren't Jay-Z. You know, people are like, well, your art is dope. I'm like, well, I already sell my art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To convince someone else to buy into another currency, to buy the right to say you own a version of my shit is ridiculous.
You know, I feel like the way that I could see value in NFTs is like, all right, so let's say that because I seen some, remember the dude that, like, when this shit was really popping, like when it first started off, getting really, really, like, you know, a lot of notoriety and a lot of people talking about it. The dude sold a bunch of NFTs for like $66 million.
Is it Beeple?
Was it?
I think his name is Beeple.
I think so, and it was a bunch of different, like, some of them had motion in them, and some.
It's called Every Day, I think.
Right.
And he had made like a whole ass piece of art, whether it be motion graphics or something, every day for a year. And
exactly.
Made a collage of it.
Right. He sold it for like $66 million or some shit like that, right? So like the way I look at it is like if your art was digital and it was like super sick, right? Like something that was like couldn't be duplicated, you really created some dope shit. The whole like what is it, the Strong Monkey fucking what are the Psycho Monkey, the fucking NFT, what is it called, the fucking
the yacht club,
Bored Ape
Yacht Club,
yeah, like that shit to me looks like on the level of like a Simpsons character, right? Like nothing too complex, right?
Even that Simpsons characters are done with care and consideration. Those, every single fucking one of those things was trash.
So as someone that respects and loves art, I'm just looking at it like, okay, that's just not even sick. Like, you know, so like when but if there was something that was like a NFT that had some motion in it, that was just dope as fuck, that's ageless, right? I could see how it's valuable to own that digital to where you could literally like post that shit in the Louvre or whatever, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and just send that shit to them, you know, lease it to them, they pay you however they pay you, and then you pop that shit around the world as opposed
That's kind of like a thing now, dude. Like if I had, say, some type of multimedia art on my website and there was a link for like, yo, if you want to put this on your website or link it on your fucking thing, you know, put it on a billboard, or if you want to print this out, put it on a shirt, here's the links for how to buy it or how to lease it or license it or whatever. That's already a thing. You know, I think the fascination with potentially having a whole bunch of money for the worth of something is what got people going. It wasn't so much that there was like this incredible new avenue for art to like be sold and received. It was like, yo, such and such made $66 million, you know what I'm saying, on art. And they're like, Evan, you make art all the time. Just make some art and put it up and people will want to buy it.
Right.
And that's not how, nothing works like that.
I feel like I feel like the people with the following within that shit is gonna, you know, that's
what they're buying the brand, you know, like
they're hoping that shit. It's speculation based a lot of times, you know.
Yeah. If like Hulk Hogan sold every shirt he ripped off on, like he only did that, you know, 250 times or some shit. So there's only 250 of them. So they're valuable. If you're a real Hulk Hogan Hulkster fan,
there might even be a hair.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or it has blood on it, you know.
All right, let me ask you
the one time he wore a blue shirt, you know, whatever.
So NFT, right? Like, and this is me thinking from like an artist perspective and a business person, right?
Yep.
You have the Mona Lisa, right? Like, let's say that they took the painting down, right? They deconstructed it, they took the frame, all that shit, and they turned it into an NFT, right? And they made it a experience.
How so? Oh, like walking through it or something?
Like something that you could only do if you literally had the physical, actual piece, like, and then you just had like close up 3D cam, whatever, all this different shit that was like truly like experience that you could then send around the world. Not something where like, all right, you have a picture of something online where someone could maybe screenshot it or click on it and see the picture. I could see people fucking going to the science museum if they had, you know, but maybe the only way to digitally authenticate that shit is through the.
But who's to say it couldn't be like, so like for instance,
How much juice we got?
like we never left.
Like we never left. Oh, let me throw on my shades.
Throwing the stunners.
You know why? Because I think I'm cooler.
Because I'm sleepy and I don't want him to know.
Look, a nigga didn't get enough rest today.
Right.
I literally was trying to fucking take a little nap earlier because, you know,
A quick snoozer?
a little quick snizzler.
I'm no good for a quick one.
Yeah, but just to finish up on what we were saying about the NFT shit. All right, so
the idea, yeah, get back on NFTs. The idea is you can't copy the Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying? You can't copy a fucking Jackson Pollock painting.
But you could have if the blockchain is what it's supposed, like people sell it as some unfucking deniable
it's a ledger. It's
ledger system that is
sign-in book. Yeah,
it's unfraudable, right? Supposedly, like the it would be really hard to fraud, and I really don't understand that. I feel like that's
it's like Legos. I think someone described it that way, where like I'm so about to butcher this. So like, I am no kind of fucking pro on this at all. But fuck,
the butcher's coming, nigga.
The butcher coming, nigga. Yeah, I'm about to turn this shit into crack rock. It's not fine powder anymore. Yeah, dirty street shit. So look, let me tell you niggas about NFTs.
Look, I'm gonna show y'all niggas.
Right? Niggas, funds, and transactions. That's what NFT stands for. My understanding is that it's like the data of the blockchain, the holy blockchain, is kind of like Lego stacked, where once one thing is like a part of the thing behind it is, it's all kind of cementing itself as it goes along.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can't like go back and change something because that would have to change the previous and so on and so on and so on.
Right. Yeah. And exactly, like basically it's like a system that in order for this later information to work, basically it has to fucking fall in line with all the other.
Right. Yeah, like I said, like a Lego piece. So like once you put that, so Evan's new NFT thing is on the top, but it's now bound to the whole mountain of Legos, and then everything that comes after me is gonna lock me in place, and so on and so forth.
Right. So you can't. Yeah. It's so.
In order for me to get to my Lego, I'd have to like take a whole chunk off the top, and I don't think that's the idea.
That's the idea of like the difficulty behind
once it's locked,
the system. Yeah, I feel like I don't know enough about it, but like my wife will fucking just bring up like simple points and shit that I'm just like, okay, I didn't really think about that, but like she's an attorney that deals with like insurance coverage law, and
this shit just got serious.
Yeah, shit just got serious. So now you gotta respect everything.
Yeah, respect the law and watch your mouth talking about my cousin's wife. My cousin.
My wife. But they deal with situations like ransomware, shit like that, where companies are getting held up by fucking bad actors and shit like that. So she's aware of like she deals with cryptocurrency in their space because a lot of these bad actors will ask to be paid out in Bitcoin, shit like that. So like and it's crazy that they have to fucking pay these people out to get information back and shit like that for the company.
That's the other sketchy thing about it too, is like there's no federal regulation or like kind of insurance behind it. Yeah. So like let's say you and I fucking made an NFT right now and we went viral and our shit was up, right? $1 million worth of Ethereum or whatever our crypto is, and then it gets lost somehow through digital fuckery. There's no one to report to to be like, hey man, FDA or not FDA, Food Drug Administration, but FCC or whoever the fuck.
Yeah, SEC or
whatever.
whatever.
My shit is gone, and like, can you look into that? Because that's you were about to get some tax off of that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know, so you
no
want to know
where
my shit just went. But yeah, the whole thing with crypto is it can't be taxed, can't be traced, and all this other shit. It's like, all right, that's fine and dandy until
some
you
bullshit
need some help.
happens.
Yeah.
For sure.
So a lot of people the past year and some change have been like full blown like scammed, had their little crypto wallets cleared out. Mm-hmm. This is a full crypto podcast, by the way. I don't know if you know Kenny's crypto podcast.
Oh yeah, 100 years of crypto.
Yeah, 100 years crypto. We right around, crypto arena, baby. We right down the Scrizzy.
Exactly. Hey, you know what's funny? It's just like
it's still the Staples Center.
Yeah, I know. I wish it would go back to Staples Center.
If you Google Staples Center, like it gives you
there. Yeah, because they already know crypto.com.
They're not gonna convert that
shit. Yeah. They're gonna need a new name.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like cryptocurrency, like there's obviously people that have made money in it. The majority of people have probably lost money in it. That's like stocks though too. But the difference in stocks is it's reflective of companies going up and down and depending on.
And there's like a paper trail and a kind of like accountability.
There is, and it's actual companies, but there's a lot of pump and dumps and bullshit within that too. The difference is that it's actual companies as opposed to like these companies that are set up where it's truly speculation based. Like a lot of it's like these projects, like we're working on this for the future, and it's like, give me your money now.
Who approves the terminology for these businesses? Pump and dump.
Pump and dump.
We're in the red. We're in the black.
I know exactly.
What is all that kind of shit?
Well, the pump and dump is fucking pump up. Fucking pump this shit.
Pump and dump this.
Yeah, we could hit this camera for a minute, man.
What is the whole pump and dump?
Well, pump and dump, that just means.
So that means you put a whole bunch of money into something to get people excited about that stock. Then they invest in it, and then you pull your money out.
You're not necessarily. Yeah, you're not necessarily like from what I know. I don't think it's necessarily putting money into it. It's like putting interest into it. So like in the most recent sense was a big story was remember a couple years ago or maybe a year ago when AMC stocks. Not AMC, GameStop. And Reddit put
niggas on. Bro. I wish I even knew a tiny piece of what any of that shit is, because I was watching people on Reddit making money. I've never done this before, bro. GameStop stocks. That was a crazy little time. Mm-hmm. I was really a spectator.
And for me, man, like I never really I invested in stocks a little bit. I invested in Bitcoin and shit, but I never went too heavy just because I really just didn't know enough, to dive too far into it.
It's like putting your chips in just to see. It might be that thing.
Yeah,
gold rush.
Yeah, I think that Bitcoin will probably sustain value and probably grow, but I don't know why I think that. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, what the fuck does it do besides,
I don't like speculative value. I don't like really something that can be worth something at one point and then it's worth something the next, It makes everything feel so fickle, and it it douses my fire. I lose interest.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's why I like nice shit because it's always nice.
Right.
If you keep it nice, it's always nice.
Right.
You get a nice table 100 years from now, niggas, that's a nice fucking table, Is that heavy mahogany shaved and nigga, that shit fire.
Some real wood.
Yeah, that is like undeniable niceness. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that it's worth $1 million, but it's like whether you want to pay. If I sold it to you for $1 or $1 million, it's still nice. It's
still the value is still there.
Yeah,
and you might get more value out of it. You might get less out of it, but the value's not necessarily based on what someone else says. You know, it's like really. Yeah, no, I totally get that, man.
Yeah, or I mean, like, I guess that speculative value and the idea that you might sell it for one price or another, but in the sense that, like, something could become worthless.
Right.
Like, a table has worth, you know what I'm saying? You can still serve a purpose.
It has a utility.
Yeah, and you can turn the idea of its worth around just by realizing that it belongs somewhere or whatever. But, like, for, what I speculate or what I think something might be worth tomorrow, and I'm trying to get you to buy into that idea, and then it doesn't work out for you, and it's just like, then be the breaks of hoping that what you paid for or what you invested in is worth it.
Yeah, no, and
I get people do that, and I know that that's like a respected profession within itself. But,
people make money doing that shit, but at the same time, like, I asked my homie that was pretty, like, deep into crypto. I'm just like, so, like, are the numbers any better than, like, stocks where like 90% of people are gonna take a L and like 10% of people are gonna do well? And he's like, nah, pretty much like the same. I'm like, well, fuck that shit. I don't want to do something where I have to be like a fucking one out of a, you know what I mean? Like,
a high probability. Yeah. But if there's a high probability of success, then there's probably not very much to yield from success, because it has to be evenly spread across all the winners.
Just a logical perspective on it, you know?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get this on camera.
No, you do it.
Pause.
Bing.
We had to, get our technical situation back in order. Here we are.
We didn't plan this fit thing, man. I'm serious. This green, what? All right.
Money green.
Conflate turquoise. What is turquoise to you in your mind before we look it up?
Turquoise for
me
are you
seeing more of a blue?
I'm seeing more of a blue.
Sky blue.
This is more like a fucking sea green, maybe?
Sea green.
I would call this a sea green, I would think.
All right.
A tink.
Turquoise, boom.
Yeah, where's my brewski?
All right, so look.
Is that all right? Oh shit, it's
my nigga, but
see, look, that's what I think of turquoise. I think of
look,
turquoise.
When you look up the actual gem, that's this.
That's very, very.
This is what turquoise.
But this doesn't have a blue hint. Turquoise is seeming to have a blue hint.
It depends on like what shade you're looking at, I guess. Because look, there's different shades of it. Some of them are more blue, more green, than blue. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe it's teal. Teal.
Okay.
Teal. Will you take that?
I'll take teal.
Take teal.
Oh. Yeah, man. So
NFT.
We're just finishing off our NFT conversation and shit, and like I think what we're saying without
we were droning on about speculative worth.
I feel like the majority of NFTs at this point, and the problems with NFTs at this point has really been that everything's been speculative, and people have lost money and shit like that. But I think that in a functional sense, there could be some usage, like for unique material. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be like for instance, the Tupac hologram, right? If that shit was like, if there was like,
you could have that.
Yeah, there's only one. You know what I mean? Like, and to get the authentic one that's sanctioned by his mom and approved by his estate and all that shit. It's handled by this one company the shit's on the blockchain, so it's real. Everything else will be fake. I'm sure there will be fakes, but at least they're going to be identified as this ain't the real shit.
I'm so like unlearned in it. Like I don't have a distaste for it, so to speak. Like I've seen it not work out right in my face, and I've like had people reach out and not pan out. But I could definitely see where like it has its place in the sense of like verifying the quality or the value, quality, origin, whatever the fuck you would call it, of some art.
Well, on that note, and I think that I know you're definitely into sneakers, but I think me and you were talking a little bit earlier about my boy Idris. Shout out Idris Sandu. He's a real smart, young,
beautiful black man.
Yeah, tech entrepreneur, just really out there, just doing his damn thing. And I work with him on some some real estate related stuff. Yeah. But he, what they're doing with, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's just linked. It's linked.
It looked like link LNQ.
LNQ. It's their it's basically a way to bring any sort of physical item into the metaverse, right? Like, and obviously,
very futuristic.
The way they have it set up, it's like they're currently attaching it to certain like clothing items. He just dropped the whole line of like sweaters that have, it's basically like a digital fucking implant where you could scan that shit and pull it up.
In your clothes, not your body.
Not your body. It ain't the mark of the beast and shit. It's just fucking. Right. But it's like you could scan the shit, your sweater, and pull up all the metadata and all the information related to it and authenticate it. So I could see that really working in the space of sneakers. You know what I mean? Like where shit does get faked, and I think the fakes are getting better nowadays.
Yeah.
If the blockchain blockchain is truly a way to verify something. The blockchain. You gotta pray to that shit. But no, if it is truly a way to verify some shit and make
it like say like your days are real.
Yeah, exactly. I could really see the next generation of kids, all their shit, like when they're at the little sneaker con selling their shit, it's gonna be like they're walking up to the shit with the phone, hitting it with the shit real quick. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be verified, and there's gonna be certain blockchains that are trustworthy. And
you familiar with RFID?
No, what is that?
Radio frequency identification. They have it on like on your fucking. That's what tap is.
Okay.
Yeah, like Google Pay, Apple Pay. Yeah, that's what that is.
Okay.
So that's effectively, I think, what they're leaning towards, right? It's just it's more fine tuned for like specific marketplaces and shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like how like your phone can like send a frequency to another device to like verify that it is your phone.
Yeah, it has like a digital print.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically doing that for
even when I worked at Adidas, instead of having a red laser scan all the product, you could put it on the counter, and it had a RFID scanner in the counter. Okay. So it would just pop up on the screen what you put on the counter.
Got you.
Yeah, okay. So you could put 6 things and it would just read all of the different IDs and then put it as opposed to having to beep.
One by one. That's dope. Yeah. So basically, except for this shit is like, well, I'm sure that shit's being tracked obviously on some different shit, but this.
I mean, once you like buy the shit, it's really just to it's a barcode, but a radio frequency barcode as opposed to a digital one. I mean, a physical one.
Got you. Yeah. So I feel like there's definitely use cases for it. I definitely think that like when you really stop and think about ways to, like it. And once again, I always say if the blockchain is what it is, because they're representing it as some sort of like system that is superior to.
It's infallible.
It's infallible. It's superior to our normal way of like verifying information, banking, or anything, right? So I think that like for me, it's easy. It's easy to think of new items being added to a marketplace where they never were, right? Like in the sense of you have Visa, right? Which I feel like there's security within that. There's verification within that, obviously.
Notoriety.
Yeah, American Express credit cards. But your Nikes aren't in tune with Visa, right? Like they don't have verification systems. So like I feel like
you can buy them from Nike.
You can buy them from Nike.
So like I'm not gonna take my shoe off, but like all of this here is verification shit. Like this QR code, this so like 12/2/20. That was the manufacture date.
Right.
That's the distro date. So or probably between these 2 days. So yeah, this was made 2 years ago, in December.
Okay.
In China.
The only thing is though, it's not on the
blockchain. Yeah.
Watch your mouth. But see that's the thing. Like,
watch your mouth.
Yeah, watch your mouth. Yeah, but see the thing is, I think of it like the blockchain is something that we've been convinced. You've been kind of convinced because you don't really know exactly how it is superior or how
other systems,
yeah, like how do we know that this is like truly? I feel like with humans in general, like if a human created it, a human can probably break into it.
Yeah. Who started it? Who's that guy? I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah,
let's get him on the pod.
Is he incorruptible?
Mr. Blockchain, come on the pod.
Yeah, man. But
come talk to us.
Yeah, you were saying earlier about the sneaker market. I do feel like that is one use case that does create some interest because like the whole thing that he did with the link thing is like it's a marketplace, right? So when you scan the item, it fucking pulls up. You got images of it. You got the specs. You got the history of it, right. Where it started, who bought it at Foot Locker, who sold it to who. So it does give you a whole different aspect of it, and I'm sure.
So, let's say like this jacket, right? Oh, this is fire, bro.
This is.
And I beep it, boop, and it shows me how I can get it, size, different colors. So I'm like, that's dope.
Yep.
And I think I do that. I walk around all the time seeing some dope shit. It's like, yo, man, that's fire. Where'd you get that? Oh, I got it from such and such. And you might forget, or maybe you look it up, save the link. But that is just like one more degree of like interconnectivity that is that would be dope.
That'd be dope.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
I think it's just the the vague kind of like insecure or unsecure element of the whole NFT crypto thing at large is what makes it kind of like but I don't disagree, or I don't think that there's not an opportunity for those things to be right. And segue to shoes, because we were talking about shoes.
No,
so yeah, with shoes, dude, are y'all niggas getting the shoes you want when you see some shoes come out? Are you getting them?
You know,
what's the last pair of shoes you saw before they came out and he was like, I'm getting those, and you got them?
I would say, bro, up until 2000, what the fuck, we're in 2022, up until like 2017, I was still going to the store. I was still waiting in lines and shit.
Like waiting?
Yeah, waiting in lines. I would pop up at a fucking warehouse shoe store, grab the, like get in line with all the fucking, the early birds and shit, and get the, try to get the J's or a finish line in the mall or whatever.
And you earn that. See, I was not willing to do that, and that's fair. It's like, yo, who's willing to get here on time for the limited stock?
I used to do that shit.
They earn that.
I was on that shit. I was a Jordan head, like when I was like going out for sneakers like that.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything else that I was waking up for. It was just really the Jordans, because I knew that they would sell out, and I could always justify buying a pair or even buying 2 pairs, because I was like, worst case, I could.
You wear a bigger size though too.
13.
Yeah.
13,
those typically don't go
selling
out instantly the way like 9s and 10s.
But they wouldn't hold as many of them though.
True,
They would always hold
stock.
way more 9 or 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have to be like looking at people like, okay, I'm the tallest dude here. Most likely, I'm the only one looking for the 13s or 14s.
Yep.
But I would do decent. But then like, as of a few years ago, I got the sneakers app, right? And honestly, bro, like that shit was fucking frustrating sometimes. You know what I mean? Because like, I would be on that shit like I'm like, I want those fucking shoes. I'd be on that app like ready to fucking press the button the moment the shit drops.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, when I roll over to the screen, it's like, please wait while whatever, and my size would be sold out.
That shit is trash.
No,
so
honestly,
trash. I've been on the other end of like, I've been doing the manifest and like seeing people win the sizes they want, and then seeing when they don't. Yeah. It's like, yo, like, we don't have that size, and seeing just the heartbreak. It's so tragic, and it's such a fucked up, like, how did we get here? We all want them. That's what it is. Everybody wants
everyone.
Them. And is it irrational or like untenable for the brand to like make more? Because it's like, no, we like that the value's so high and that you'll go crazy about them, right?
Would you want them if they made more of them? If it was as easy to get?
Yeah.
You would still want this.
That's how I feel about Chucks. Like, I still want Chucks, even though you can just go to any fucking shoe store and just get them. I'm not just like, these are everywhere,
I feel you.
Yeah, like, come on.
For me, like, certain things are dope where, like, the style alone is going to make me want to grab them. But, like, the scarcity and the concept that I could actually make money off of them, and like the value actually increases after resale purchase, is also part of the reason why.
So you've lived in the resale world. You've had some grails and
I've had some shit and sold them, for sure. And right now, dude, I got a bunch of shit that I copped over the last couple of years that I haven't even really worn, But once again, I'm a J guy, what do you buy? Like what are the shit that you jump at?
I mean, I'm all over the place, dude. Yeah, like, I was at the Nike store yesterday.
Okay.
About to act up,
Just fucking acting out.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Me and my wife, we went to the Grove, and we was like, let's go to the Nike store and be bad, do some shit we ain't supposed to do. Cause I don't need no more shoes, bro. I really don't.
You got a lot.
And thank God there wasn't nothing in there that I wanted. I was like, all right, cool.
Wait, before you go on, can you give me a quick estimate of how many pairs of fucking Nikes or just shoes in general you have parked up in your crib?
A lot. Fucking.
Like, are we hundreds or?
Not in the hundreds, but like maybe 100.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
I don't
of
know,
shoes.
like approaching 100, like more than 50.
Yeah.
More than 60.
So are these shoes that like possibly increased in value? Like these are unique buys. Some of them you paid 100, went up to 120, could resell. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing too with selling shoes.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like some ones, or like some shit that was hard to get in the first place. Unless it's just someone who knows that these were hot, you know, that these were worth something. That's kind of the only way. Like I sold a couple years ago, I sold some Matumbos that I bought at Adidas for like, you know, for the super low with the employee discount and everything. I sold them for like $200, and it was like, I think whoever bought them knows about Matumbo. It was like, oh yeah, this is fire, you know. Yeah. And they were clean. It wasn't like they were like this collector's item that you could only get here or there, you know. But yeah, I got some Pharrell's shit. You know, I never had any Yeezys. I never bought any Yeezys. Yeah. Worked at Adidas for like almost 5 years, and yeah, I never felt good about spending $200 on shit. I spent $200 most recently on some 13s. Yeah, but it was like I got, you know, I felt like I had.
All right, 13s. Which just give me a quick description real quick, because I'm like.
They have the.
Pull them up, because I'm like mentally
come on,
I'm not seeing them. They're not popping right in my head. I think that I know exactly. I think I have some 13s. I'm just thinking like I'm a little confused right now. Oh yeah. I actually have the blue and white ones.
Yeah, no, my pops had the Flint ones, the like navy with the gray.
Those are
and
hard,
man,
bro.
they were so fire, and I always thought those were dope when I was a kid. So I was like, I want to get those on some like memory, you know, some nostalgia type shit.
And they're hella comfy.
They are actually pretty comfortable to wear. I never liked, like, I didn't say I didn't like Jordans, but like most of them are not hot to me. Like I like the 1s, sometimes the 5s.
You ever seen the 2s?
I don't like the 2s.
You don't like the 2s?
I don't like the 2s.
All right, so there's a pair of the 2s that have that on them that I got a long time ago, and I don't have them anymore. But they were all white, just like that. But they had one of these on them. It was yellow on the fucking tongue. Yeah. So comfortable, bro. Those are so hard, man. I wish I could find them right now.
Dog, I had a pair of, talk about some fire shit that I sold. I had the BBC Stan Smiths. I had like 2-3 pairs that I got like for free or some shit. And they were pony hair on top, pink gum bottom, and they had like dollar signs and diamond all over print. And I just wasn't in my drip game yet. I didn't understand how to handle that. It was too much. So I was like, I remember saying like, I'm never gonna wear these. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are dripping too hard. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't handle it. And bro, in hindsight, oh my god,
so hard,
bro.
I know it's so funny though. Like real talk, there's certain things that you develop out of. I think that angle is done for right now. So, but there's certain things that you kind of like just you or not develop out of, you develop into. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, they when you're younger, you're maybe not feeling your swag all the way. You're not really like able to kind of expand your horizons. Yeah, that's how I used to be. I used to be more rigid with my style, and later on, I'm like, okay, that shit's hard.
Fucking set up.
Get this shit.
Grab that real quick.
We're still going.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the. Oh my god, I'm so hurt.
Yeah, but like,
yeah.
why are you looking for that?
Why did I do it?
Let me see these. Oh yeah.
These are so fucking.
Yeah, those will be so hard.
Yeah,
right now.
Bro, right now. I got
these
motherfuckers on right now, bro.
Yeah. And those are the ones that'll get compliments. They'll get a conversation spark.
God, bro. I had a bunch and I sold them all. And I had about Palace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Adidas Palace is like, those collabs are legit. They're fire. So I had a fucking Palace tracksuit, like a silver, like gray and white tracksuit. My drip wasn't ready, bro. I couldn't do the white tracksuit like that, and I sold it. You know what I'm saying? I got some chips off of it. Yeah. But I was hurt. Like, I'm hurt now. Actually, I wasn't hurt then. I'm hurt now.
You look back.
Oh my god, bro! Right, what are you doing?
Honestly, as you grow a little bit older, a little bit more mature, you grow more comfortable with like expanding your what you're willing to fucking try. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I feel you.
Yeah, there's a couple pieces I sold, but yeah, I've always had to think about like get the shit that I like. Like I'm sure if I did like a chronicling of each pair, not even like these rare one of ones, but they're just the ones that I like that I bought over the years, right? Yeah. So like if I had them all and I did a little 1 pair a day with the fit, I'm sure you'd be like, oh yeah, those are fire. It wouldn't be like those are those ones that I couldn't find. Right. Like nah. They're just, a lot of these you may not even know about, But I like shoes and I like options. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, close to 100 pairs to close it up. Yeah, maybe 100 pairs.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that many shoes. I probably have like fucking, what do I have? Probably like 25, 30 pairs of J's, fucking a bunch of Air Max and shit, like 5, 10 pairs of Air Max. Then I got some like other fucking, like the classic Clark fucking, some shit like that.
Yeah, I only have maybe like 5 or 6 pairs of J's. Yeah. I have like maybe like 6 pairs
really
of ones.
J guy.
Huh?
Not really a J guy.
Well, I worked for Adidas for so long, and I was just getting those for the low. So I have like a lot of Adidas. I got a lot of Vans.
Yeah.
I like getting like a little bit of everything. So like I have some Sauconys that are fire, some fucking some PF Flyers.
Yeah, no,
the hundreds collab they did.
PF
I like
Flyers.
getting shit like that when a brand does a random collab with some shit. So like the hundreds PF Flyers were dope, or like when Snoop Dogg did the match court with Adidas, I got those. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that.
Dope. Yeah, shit's clean.
Those are
man. I just want to I want to get back into like collecting. You know what I mean? Like collecting cool shit. Like for a while, like on some fucking wilderness shit, I was like into like knives and shit. And I want to get back into just like handcrafted good shit.
I've been buying toys.
Like what type of toys? Like cost?
Like action figures and shit.
Action figures, like old school.
Yeah, like retro. So I leave it in the package and shit. Like the shit I couldn't do, or didn't have the heart to do as a kid. Now, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I can find it like it could be some expensive shit, or it could be like some shit I find at Target. But I like buying toys now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But if I see some, I'll be all in the toy. Like, oh yeah. Like I loved wrestling. Were you a big wrestling fan? Like WWE?
When I was a kid, I used to fucking be like into wrestling. We used to always watch the fucking
SmackDown, Monday Night Raw.
It was like the pay-per-view events that would pop up every once in a while. Like my mom would never order that shit, but my homie's mom would order that shit.
Yep.
And I would go over there and watch the fucking Undertaker fucking, like act like he's about to get.
Bro, I lived for that shit. Like that was my shit.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking loved that. Yeah. I can't remember. What was it called? The Attitude Era of wrestling. It was so fucking raw. Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H,
was like way after,
Undertaker, Kane, all them niggas, bro. They were the shit. So I keep seeing this fucking was it the Generation X? Was when they used to do the fucking suck it the X. Remember that shit? So there's a fucking X-Pac was one of the members, and there's a action figure of him, and he's got his arms up like this, like getting ready to do it, and it's got like all kinds of different little pieces for him. So I've been wanting to get that shit for a bit. I just love memorabilia, and I'm very like soft for like nostalgia and shit like that.
That's honestly like I think that shit like matters. Like life. On this podcast we'll get real deep in some shit, but I feel like life is like
take your hat off of it.
Yeah, material things. It's not about material things that like make you think you're better than someone else. More material things that kind of like attach you further.
Right.
To, like,
it doesn't matter that people don't have it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like more about like attaching you to a time, a period, an experience. Like a memory, a feeling, shit like that. I think that shit's dope.
Yeah.
And then there's other collecting type of materials like with jewels and shit. You know what I mean? Like you could really dive into shit like that, and like I think it's all to a certain degree what you
fulfillment.
Yeah, what you decide like if you want to get into jewels because you want to play the value game and like resell, that's one thing. But if you want to get into it because you believe it's like some fucking rock that fucking carry, like you could like fucking create a whole like thing in your mind that like is your value within that,
That's how I feel about gold. I started wearing like gold.
And,
it's not like I'm iced out or anything, but
right.
I wear 2 bracelets and 2 chains just because it feels like a nice little kingly thing to do. It makes me feel astute.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I do feel you.
It makes me feel right, and it's lightweight too. I'm not out here like I didn't ball out and go crazy, but it feels right. It feels nice. I like that.
But real talk though, like I have a gold chain, right, and like on some
you got the
shit.
chunky John?
It's not too crazy, and I never wear it like this. I never wear it on top. I always wear it under.
All right, now I wear mine on top though. But I got like mine are little like angel hair. Chains,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, on my babies.
Yeah, and I never the reason why I never wore it on top, is because just as a youngster, like I always used to think about like
niggas getting robbed.
No, that's probably subconscious somewhere, but I don't know. I just always thought it was cool to only show like a little bit, but everyone saw us, like different shit. But nowadays, like when I got this chain, my wife actually bought this for me. I'm just like, like I can indulge into the idea of like some king shit, and just like let it like lay on me, and like also get into some fucking metaphysical shit with the fact that it's like this material that's kind of, it's been here. This material right here,
it's like, holy from the earth.
Yeah, it's been here prior to you ever existing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know when it like molten, fucking developed, and turned into the ore fucking
old gold
vein. It's just been around, So it is kind of a beautiful, unique thing to carry around and pass down. And,
hell yeah. No, I'm definitely. I like things of value. Like I said, the whole nostalgia thing is really like the value attached to like an experience, a memory, or something like that. I'm big on like if I see something from back in the day, like a outfit or a jacket or shirt, like I'd rather want a jacket that like a member of all that wore than like some newfangled shit. I want new shit, of course. I like the new hot shit too. Yeah. But there's a different kind of attachment to having the jacket that they wore at fucking
time. Yeah. When something's weathered, when something's got some time on it and some experience on it, it is more valuable.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I have homies that like like in the mortgage industry, like that are balling out and they got like new Porsches and shit like that. And trust me, I think Porsches are fucking sick. And I'm gonna cop one. But I also like sometimes I'm like, fuck, like it'd be dope also just to cop like a 2-door 612. Like all black one, like maybe not even do it like a lowrider, maybe do it like a fucking muscle car, but still drop it, even maybe throw it on some Dayton's or just some like mag wheels and shit. But
I've always wanted one of those skinny steering wheels, the big joints.
Fucking hard, dude. And I had a fucking Pontiac Firebird for a little while. It was in 1978. That shit was beefy. There's a video up on YouTube. I had that shit. And I sold it because I think I was fucking like, I was living on Crenshaw at the time and didn't have anywhere to store it. Yeah, in the apartment and shit. And one day I came home and the fucking tarp was off of it. And like I don't know. I was like, fucking, let me get rid of this shit. I was probably broke too. Just needed a couple bucks or some shit.
Man.
But
those times.
Yeah, those times. But I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I wish I would have kept that shit because it was hard. It was a 350 in there, V8. That shit was beefy as fuck. But a 6'4" Impala, definitely. I vision like my retirement years with a garage full of nothing too crazy. I don't need 20 cars. I don't need 20 cars collecting fucking dust in my garage.
Right. Yeah.
Some dude
you want the ones you always wanted.
Yeah. Give me like a handful of cars. If I did have that shit, it would be because like, all right, my son, my grandkids, all that shit. But like, give me a handful of cars, like some American fucking beasts. A couple German beasts, maybe an Italian little fucking.
Yeah, you're real exotic right now. My shit, I want like, you want a world of cars. I want to taste everything. Now, I would want, first off, I've wanted a van, like a stoner van for a minute.
A VW or like?
Nah, like a Astro van, like an old school, not an Astro, because that sounds like work van, but like a throwback, like family vacation van, you know what I'm saying? Sliding doors, the middle set seats, the back seats and all that, but like hella plush. I remember my pops when we were a kid, he had a green van and had like the pinstripe pattern on the outside.
Is it Astro van?
I think it was an Astro van.
Those are hard back in the day.
And the middle seats, like they could move. You could like twist them inward, like rotate them.
Okay. Like the first row, the first two?
So the driver's seat and the passenger seat were static. The middle row, you could turn.
Yeah, you could turn those two seats, and then they had a row in the back.
And in the back row, that was a bench.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it was so much space. You could be in there like moving around and shit. And that shit was so dope, bro. I could just imagine like putting like a little table in there, like really decking it out, having it in there plush. That shit would be fire.
And you said it was an Astro van, or it was?
Pretty fucking sure it was.
If you see an Astro van right now, that shit looks like so basic.
It's just white, right? Astro van.
Yeah, they're just like so basic.
Yeah, it feels like freight.
But back then, for whatever reason, I don't know if you back in the 90s and shit, like you're obviously way younger than me, but like back in the 90s, I was fucking like, we'd be reading lowrider magazines and shit like that. And in the lowrider magazine, you would have people fucking lowriding anything, like Nissan Stanza, fucking Astro van, a fucking Chrysler Plymouth.
Yeah, I've seen the old reels.
Yeah, you know, I just remember they would take the Astro vans and they would like throw them on Dayton's, drop the shit, and that shit was hard back then. But now, if you look at that shit, it's just like so crazy.
Yeah, it looks kind of funny.
Yeah,
I would kind of want to put some little drip on the rims too. You know, nothing crazy. But yeah, I would want a van. I really like driving fast. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm
like
kind of a speed demon.
You fucking like to drive fast.
I
asshole.
Like some good drive, like a well managed vehicle with some good handling. Driving fast is a lot of fun. So I'd want something like
with some juice in it.
With some juice.
But you trying to go to the track fast?
Hell yeah.
Oh wow, you're that guy.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that on the street though. I'm not driving around at like 95 or something like an asshole. Right, but I do like to dip.
All right, so yeah, man. So all right, that angle cut out on us. We're gonna have to.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. You know what? Let me just see. Let me see if I can adjust it real quick. Some more time on this bitch. Just.
You got a good little bit of footy.
What's that?
You got a good little bit of footy.
Oh yeah, we could aim towards wrapping this shit up real quick. All right, so the battery still looks good.
You ever thought about both sides of the table, like facing?
What do you mean?
Like the guests facing one another on either side of the table?
Oh yeah, well in the front room I have the fucking conference table and shit. You know, like I have thought about that. Like, I'd be down for that shit too. Yeah. All right. So where are we? We were just saying fucking. Your speed.
Oh yeah, dream cars.
Like
yeah, I'm not. You're a speed dude. You're a dangerous driver.
You're a dangerous driver.
You're
dangerous to society.
Put the world in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I like to drive fast, but I'm also like I like to do a lot of shit, but I'm also a self-preservationist.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking like, you know, I'd be like, all right, I wanna do wheelies up and down Crenshaw and shit on a dirt bike, but I'm also like, I also don't want to fucking rip half my ass off.
Right.
Fucking,
get a ticket or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, I feel you. But like when I asked you about the track was because I have homies that are like, all right, like me, I'm like looking to get a Porsche, probably like a S, you know, like a 911S. I don't need the turbo. Yeah. I'm not going to the track on the weekend, but I probably would if you were like, hey, let's go to the track.
I wouldn't get it like just because, but if it was some type of like, you know, you could for the same price, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah, sure the hell ain't gonna be the
for
same.
Real?
But yeah, nah, it's probably what like last time I looked at this shit was like 2019, 2020. The Carrera S was going for like 141, 145, but like a turbo is like 2 something. You know?
It's so out of my tax bracket. I don't even look at that kind of shit.
Your tax bracket is unlimited. You're a fucking an artiste.
Yeah, that's fine and dandy.
Yeah, but you're like,
yeah, window shopping for yachts and shit. I'm like, no. I know niggas that do that kind of shit. Be looking at the finest things. I'm just like, that's all great. I love to see it, but like, don't get caught up in the glitz and in the dream of attaining that one thing.
Right.
You know, you gotta get your platform right, get your foundation right.
That's what it's about. Yeah, you don't want to.
It's not outside the realm of possibility. I could see myself doing luxury things and having a luxury car. But yeah, I'm not looking at the 911 right now.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
I'm looking at the Astro van, baby. You know, player shit, family man shit. Trying to put a TV in the back.
Whew,
remember Pimp My Ride?
Oh yeah, Pimp My Ride was clean.
That was also fake.
It was fake?
Yeah.
Oh, those people, it wasn't really their car?
Bro, no, so like, sometimes it was their car. Other times it wasn't their car. It'd be like a beater. And they would like, sometimes they'd fuck the car up further. Okay. To make it seem like, you know.
Worse off?
Yeah. One time, famously, this chubby dude who was the guest, they like put candy and shit in his back seat that wasn't there.
That's fucked up.
To be like, yeah, you know, he's fat.
This nigga's out here eating candy.
And then I think they put like a cotton candy machine like in the middle console. These niggas were savages, bro. And then it made it seem like they were turning it over real quick, like in like 2 weeks or some shit. But it'd be like months niggas would go without their car. And then they get a loaner car that was more busted than the car they gave up.
Yeah.
And then they said sometimes they'd like take some of the shit out, like they put shit in for the show, and they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna actually take the speakers.
Hey, look, we're gonna take that coffee pot.
Yeah.
I remember when they when one episode where they have like a little fish tank in the middle of the center console or some shit. I was like, who the fuck wants that bullshit?
Bro, hitting the turn.
Yeah, but back then I was into like I was into luxury cars, but I didn't have a whip.
Yeah.
So like I would watch that shit and be like, oh, some of that shit's kind of cool, but
so much of that shit was so goofy, and like you get it. So obviously, goofy. It was for entertainment, but a lot of that shit was goofy as fuck.
Goofy as fuck. Yeah. Exhibit and shit.
Exhibit was probably the best part.
Yeah, Exhibit.
I feel like now, like he was always laughing. I was like, this shit isn't that funny. But he was probably just laughing how fucking ridiculous.
Clown show, yeah.
These niggas were putting popcorn machines in the car. They'd put like a race car set in the trunk, like.
Yo, the crazy thing was that shit was such a big hit for.
Yeah, no, well, I'm talking about all this verbatim because like I watched the fucking.
Oh yeah, I used to. Yo, speaking of big hits for MTV, Ridiculousness. You watch that shit?
What's that?
Ridiculousness. Rob Dyrdek.
I've seen bits and pieces.
So you don't really watch it that much?
No.
That
I know
shit,
what it is though.
Yeah, like that shit is syndicated within MTV. They play that shit like every single day. All like if nothing else is on.
Don't they mostly just cover like the internet, like stuff that happens on the internet?
It's just like a fucking it's like the new age fucking America's Funniest Home Videos and shit.
Yeah, like I said, they're just covering internet.
Yeah, just internet fucking.
It's him. Bullshit. It's that white girl. What's her name?
Chanel West Coast. I think that's his cousin, and then
she's hilarious.
She is fucking hilarious too. But the crazy thing is like as a business, they fucking.
Hey man, I'm not knocking the hustle. Yeah, they get to show up and kick it on screen.
Dude,
and just
they
do that shit.
crush it. That dude has to be one of the like. He has to be very wealthy off of that show. You know, he's doing well. But
he was already doing well though, like with his brand and skating, and he had Robin Big, rest in peace to Big.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day.
He's very entrepreneurial always.
Shout out to Rob Dyrdek. Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking whole skate league and shit. Yeah,
we were just talking about Pimp My Ride. That was a part of an era of like that was like the primordial reality TV, right?
For sure.
It was like it was like after Real World, right. But we had like what was like Surreal Life, then it was Flavor of Love,
right,
and there was just a bunch of those random like reality experiments almost.
Yeah,
I think the Kardashians took over in that.
Yeah, it was like MTV. That was like setting the stage for the Kardashians. MTV and VH1 were starting to do shit.
Yeah. Wasn't there like the OC? Was that a real show?
Yeah, the OC was a real show, but that was a little bit later on.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying wasn't there like a spoiled white kid show?
Like a
Laguna Beach?
Yeah, Laguna Beach was.
That was a reality show.
Exactly no.
That was a show, like a television show.
Which one was it?
I felt like Laguna Beach was a reality TV show.
The OC was a TV show. My bad. Yeah. The OC was a TV show
with the dude from
Misha Barton was on
that
shit.
And what's his face? The dude from You, the Netflix show.
I don't remember.
That's not him.
I don't know that.
He was in Gossip Girl too.
Okay, fuck, my bad, bro.
Yeah, the main guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm off. But yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, so the OC was the actual screen written.
Yeah.
You know,
but all that era of reality TV was hella weird. In hindsight, it was hella weird. Those were like love shows.
Yeah.
Was that the Rock of Love?
Was
that
Brett? Flavor of Love.
That's his name.
Bret Hart. Or
Bret
whatever.
Hart, yeah, whatever. And then the bitch from Flavor of Love, New York, got her own show.
Yeah, dude, that shit was.
Everybody
crazy.
was getting love shows.
And everyone was looking like millionaires.
But the whole show was tongue kissing 20 people.
Oh my god, that shit was insane. And yeah, it was just crazy.
Bro,
Flavor of
that
Love
shit
was
is
going
so.
on.
Have you tried to watch that shit like today?
In this world,
it's so
work.
nasty, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Watching grown adults just nasty tongue kiss in the jacuzzi, and that it would just be music playing in the camera, and you're. Oh my.
Yeah, it's basically soft porn. Nah.
Yeah, it was rowdy, bro.
Yeah, man.
Do you remember?
That is.
What was the one? Was it Baldwin Hills?
Baldwin Hills.
That was like the Black Real World.
That was a Black Real. Well, that was like the Black fucking Black OC kind of, or the Black Laguna Hills. It was basically like the rich kids in a little.
Yeah, because it was kind of upscale. Yeah, you know, it was like some Mount
Vernon.
Vernon.
Reggie Diaz, the guy, he was like the basketball player. He was like the dad on. He was like one of the dads.
Yeah, there was a couple dudes.
Yeah.
Yo, do you remember? There's two shows that people don't remember, and I think they were on VH1, but I can't be sure. The White Rapper Show.
White Rapper Show.
MC Search was the host.
I was just watching him today, but I don't remember that.
You don't? Oh my god, the White Rapper Show.
I don't remember that.
It's like a contest show with a bunch of white rappers.
Okay.
And they have to do these different like rap challenges each episode. And there's a person gets disqualified, and at the end, the final person gets some type of rap related reward.
Fuck, dude.
But it was all kinds of like underlying context about like white rap.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I think one of the females was the women. I'm sorry, females is terrible. One of the women.
Female.
Yeah, I'm terrible. That was just shame me, guys. Put me, dog me in the comments. One of the lovely queens, true empress, right? I think she was like half Latino, right? And she was saying nigga.
Oof.
And everybody, they're all white. They're all like, look, man, we don't know how we feel about that.
Yeah.
I think like MC Search had to like son her about it. Like, you don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, where I'm from, she's from New York. Where I'm from, you know what I'm saying?
Everyone says that.
Say that's my niggas.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It was a whole thing. It was so.
Oh yeah, New York's a
fucking
little different
funny.
about that shit. You know.
Yeah,
it's a little
dude.
bit different.
Dude, so yeah, that was a hilarious show, and I want you to check that out.
Dude,
and also, Ice Cube produced a show called Black White.
Black White.
Yeah. And it was two families, a black family and a white family. And they swap places. So they paint the black family white, make them look white.
Really?
Swear to God.
Wow.
This was on television.
Wow.
And then they make the white family look black.
Wow.
Yes.
The things that people are fucking getting away with.
And then they go out in the world.
Are
bro.
you serious?
Yes.
In blackface.
I
and
swear to
whiteface.
fucking God, bro. And it's a whole family. It was like a mom, a dad, and a daughter, and then a mom, a dad, and a son. The mom, dad, and son were black. And seeing the...
So can you, alright.
I gotta pull it up.
So camera 2 just died out, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
But on that note, so like, can you just describe like one episode that you remember of that shit?
Yes,
that
okay.
Shit sounds like fucking straight up buffoonery.
Yes, so...
Insane, I would have loved it.
Yes, okay. In 2006, yes, that's when it came out. So, the white mom.
Fuck.
Swear to God, bro. This is the white mom that made black.
No.
Yes, nigga.
Wow, that's good makeup.
Yes.
Wow, that's so...
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my
nigga.
God, dude. Fuck, dude, that's
Look,
just
this
insane.
is the white family.
Oh my God, that's fucking terrible. You could not get away with that shit.
Bro,
you could not get away with that shit right now.
Outrageous. And what's hilarious, this is what they actually look like.
Oh my God. But isn't it crazy how they look black when they fucking throw a little color on them?
If you don't stop and ask questions, like from this angle.
Oh my. Yeah,
this is
like,
them. These are two white people.
Yeah, that looks like fucking that looks like somebody's aunt and shit. Aunt and uncle.
They did the prosthetics, the makeup, and everything.
That shit's insane.
Bruh. This was some of the wildest shit. So many people don't remember it, which makes it even better.
I didn't remember that shit, but I'm sure I watched it back then.
Bro, in closing, we're about to wrap it up, all right? In closing, the one of the episodes that stands out to me, the white mom got into it with the black mom, and obviously they're reversed because the black mom, the white mom was in blackface, talking black. And she was on some like girlfriend. I think she called her a bitch.
Oh
yeah, I think she was like, yeah, bitch, what? And the black mom in whiteface was like, nah, like you can't do that. And it came this whole thing.
Wow.
And the white mom in blackface was like, I don't understand. They call each other bitch and like girlfriend, like all that other stuff. Bro.
Wow.
Bro.
That shit sounds fucking hilarious.
Bro.
They should bring that shit back.
2006, my nigga. The Wild West.
Yeah, that's like the new reality world. Yeah, the new reality world was on some fuckery.
That was 16 years ago. Yeah, please dig that.
There's a lot of shit going on. Yeah. Hey, but you know, that shit's hilarious. I'm gonna dive back into that shit, but hey, brother, it's been a nice little sit down with you.
Yeah, man, it's the Turquoise Teal podcast.
Turquoise Teal, 100 Years of Wealth podcast, fucking dropping that game on you. But we appreciate you guys tapping in, man. I hope you liked and subscribed. If you haven't, go ahead and do that. Check us out. Just trying to bring some interesting content, convo.
You can't say you didn't have a good time.
If
you know what I'm
didn't,
saying? We dropped some jewels on y'all. And like he said, subscribe,
and then just check back and hit the bell notifications because we're gonna be back next week with another podcast. Maybe my man will stop back in. If not next week, the following week we're gonna be getting it up again, and just fucking bringing some interesting shit to you, some different perspectives. We got a lot of shit to map out. We're here in LA running businesses, young black men, fathers, talking that shit, and really, we're gonna get off on some shit that's like interesting, some humor, some like personal fucking interest and shit. But at the same time, at the same time, fucking dive into some topics that hopefully bring some value. Next time we talk, man, I want to chop it up with you. I know you're a new father. You've been a father, but then you recently had your new baby.
Yeah.
And I want to dive into that and kind of find out how you're adjusting, how that's working with your work life. How you're still operating your business